Hello, I'm your host, Jason Miles, here for another episode of Beyond the Red Zone, our very own show that is dedicated to in-depth coverage of sports. At least that's what we tell ourselves every time we do this show for our returning listeners, subscribers, and of course our very valued patrons. So glad to have you back. You are the driving force behind the TIR machine. We couldn't do this without you. And for those new to the channel, welcome. If you do enjoy this type of programming, please hit like and subscribe. It is a passive gesture that goes a very long way towards promoting the channel. Now, if you appreciate all of the shows that we provide here, the wide variety of topics that we cover here on TIR, the movie nights and the champagne rooms, then you should become a patron or a paid YouTube subscriber. You'll get access to the champagne rooms and movie nights like we just had this past Monday. And you get the satisfaction of knowing that your small pledge is a large part of making sure this insanity can continue. Now, on to the show. Notre Dame is out. Notre Dame shocked the college football world this week by declining to play in a bowl game after being denied a spot in the college football playoff. According to a report, the team voted unanimously to sit out, arguing that anything short of a playoff berth wasn't the standard they were playing for this season. But the real story isn't Notre Dame taking its ball and going home. The real story is who isn't in the playoff. ACC champion Duke. Duke, never mistaken for a football powerhouse, beat Virginia, won its conference outright, and by any fair standard deserved a shot at the national title picture. In NCAA basketball, we celebrate the small schools and the Cinderella teams. The expanded tournament thrives in the unpredictability. Gamblers and fans alike scour the bracket for the next Loyola, Chicago, or St. Peter's. It's part of the culture. College football, by contrast, remains stubbornly hierarchical. It has always been more about pedigree than performance, more about brand recognition than competitive justice. The game itself often feels secondary to making sure the right names are playing on New Year's weekend. But has it always been this way? Before the explosion of bowl games in the playoff industrial complex, New Year's Day was a marathon celebration of sport. Rose Bowl, Orange Bowl, Cotton Bowl. The tradition wasn't about crowning a single, all-encompassing national champion. It was about regional pride, conference supremacy, and the pageantry of the sport. Those games were never participation trophies. Only in our neoliberal, results-obsessed era do media voices treat anything outside the playoff as meaningless. Pride doesn't matter. Only winning matters, and only certain winners, apparently. So Notre Dame opts out. The committee adjusts, and once again, the system bends toward the schools with the biggest brands and the longest shadows. Schools whose last titles came when Ronald Reagan was still reading cue cards in the Oval Office. In that sense, the most American thing the NCAA can do is exactly what it did: reward legacy, punish the upstarts, and preserve the myth of meritocracy in a sport built on anything but. To continue this conversation with me and to talk about more of the insane events in this sports week is my homie, my dog, Mac.
What's up, everybody? How we doing?
The Notre Dame thing kind of upset me. There's so many things to talk about, right? Notre Dame,
Yeah,
Utah signing on with big equity. Miami got rid of their coach. No, University of Michigan. Sorry.
Yeah, UM. Yeah,
Wrong M.
Yeah, wrong. Not the U.
Not the U.
It's the M.
They fired their black coach.
We coming for you, nigga.
And I'm offended.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Red brought up he was fired out of nowhere. Apparently, the school had been investigating him for like 4 or 5 months about an illicit relationship with a staffer. So before we start talking about Notre Dame, can we just sit here and think how fucking insane it is to fire your head coach right now? And you got to think Michigan was like one of those teams being talked about for an at-large bid in the playoff. Can you imagine them having gotten in and then, yeah, we shit can Sharon Moore? Like, that is insane to me, because who are they going to get now? All the best group of 5 coaches have already moved on to Power 4 jobs, right?
Mhm.
Who are they going to get? Like, honestly, Red, you're saying Joe Brady or Jesse Minter? Dude, I don't know, man. Like, I honestly, the only thing I can maybe think of is a guy like Daboll that's trying to go back to college. He got passed over for the Penn State job. Um, or I can't think of anybody else that they could possibly go after, to fill, because these are big shoes. And you got to think, Jason, Bryce Underwood, the freshman quarterback, a big part of the reason was a paycheck to get up to Ann Arbor. The other part was Sharon Moore. So now you've got a 19-year-old quarterback who could easily say, fuck this, and transfers out. And you got to think the portal opens next week. Next week it opens. So, like, it's just insane that the firing would come this late in your hiring cycle. And on top of that, how nuts has the coaching carousel been this year? Florida job opened up, Penn State opened up, UM's open now, LSU.
Ole Miss.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't put Ole Miss with those 4, but
You don't think Lane Kiffin made it a football powerhouse
no,
in a way that it hasn't been since, I don't know, segregation?
ever. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's like, if you wanted me to sit here and say, hey, I think Kiffin's done a great job
Mhm.
at Ole Miss. He used the portal to great effect, to up the talent level there. But let's face it, the portal opens next week is going to be the plot of my next D&D campaign. You know what, Zahir? I'm here for you. I am here for you. But like, he never won an SEC title.
Mhm.
He got him to bowls, but I wouldn't say that he upped, the credibility of Ole Miss, because it was for such a small window. It's not like it's not like he pulled a Schellenberger. You know what I mean? Like, he revived the Miami football program, and yes, it's had its ups and downs, but it's been a name for how long, dude? Almost our entire
And he was
life.
able to get kids to stay in state in a place where no one wanted to stay in state, because where were you going to play? Right? You're either going to go, up to Florida, maybe Florida State, but who was going to stay down south in Miami? And those, Florida and Florida State are kind of far from where Miami University is located.
Yeah.
So to keep that lower half, where kind of all the burners are, all the big time athletes at the time were, that's a hell of a feat to keep your athletes in state in a time where national TV contracts was really changing that.
Yeah, and you got to think Schellenberger did it as an independent for
Mhm.
most of his time. And in the 80s, like, if there may be some younger folk in here, but the 80s, we're seeing fewer and fewer independent teams because it just paid off more to be in a conference. You got more. Yeah, well, Claw, it says billionaires are treading on all of us under the snake. I am not rocking a "Don't Tread on Me," I promise. But we're being in a conference meant, you're able to, even though, they were regional at the time, you got more involved in the national talk about national champions as it became more important. Like Jason said, the bowl seasons back in the day were to pit conference against conference to see who was better,
Yep.
essentially. When we get to the 80s, after Oklahoma v NCAA, and national TV contracts start coming out, we want to know who the best team in the country is. And granted, it was a stupid means of doing it. How many split championships did we have in the 80s? I think we had 3. But we start seeing, like, instead of it just being a regional thing or conference against conference, we want to know who the best team in the country is. So
Once they start changing the conferences for the bowls, aligning the conferences with bowls, that's when I think all bets were off for how long this thing was going to last. And I don't know. Again, we've talked about this before. For the most part, I actually enjoyed bowl season. I really miss New Year's because New Year's isn't the same anymore because so many games are played before New Year's.
Yeah. I mean, last year ESPN had its highest ratings for bowl seasons, the highest ratings they've had in a decade. You know,
Really?
because a lot of the event organizers went just crazy. Look at the Pop-Tarts Bowl. It's literally one of the most popular bowls in the country. And it's because they decided we're going to make a giant Pop-Tart that all the players are going to eat. You know, you have the Duke's Mayo Bowl where the winning coach gets dunked in a vat of Duke's mayonnaise. Like it brought eyeballs because of the kind of oddity to it, kind of like a Bill Veek promotion, but it worked, right? And now, because of Notre Dame opting out of what would have been a good bowl game, they were going to play BYU, right? Another team that supposedly was snubbed by the committee. And we'll get into that in a second. You know, but Notre Dame may have literally just driven in the final nail of bowl season as we know it. It's not like when, everybody's like, well, a bunch of 5 and 7 teams passed on going to bowls. Yeah, it's because they literally told the boys, hey, season's over. We're going to do our exit interviews and you guys can just go get ready for finals, right? You can't release fucking 100, 18 to 22-year-old men and then be like, whoa, guys, you got to come back now. No, I promise you, I was 18 to 22 once. And if you let me go, I'm not coming back until I absolutely have to. Like that's just how. It's just how it is, But like Notre Dame had absolutely zero reason other than acting like children. And like Jason said, taking their ball and going home because they're not going to the playoff this year. Well, I posit this. You didn't get snubbed. You played nobody. And the 2 games where you had a chance to prove yourself, you lost. That's why you didn't get in the playoff.
But hasn't that been the strategy for these teams to keep a certain amount of ranking supremacy? The SEC does this. The ACC does this. I know you won't agree or care, but there's a school out of California that used to beat the brakes off Ohio State when they would play either in Ohio or in Los Angeles. Say what you will about either team. My tongue is in my cheek when I say that. But the fact that Ohio State was willing to play that game, USC is willing to play that game in different time zones that are that extreme. That to me really speaks about those conferences, those schools wanting to prove how good they are, opposed to a school like Alabama that barely even leaves their time zone.
Yeah, but see, I will say this as well. When you get down to it, the SEC schedule, right? The conference schedule is rough because the SEC is a rough conference, right? Like, dude, Vanderbilt is no longer a doormat. Like when you had Vandy on the schedule, you're like, shit, guys, we can play the 2s and walk out of here with a 30-point win. You can't do that anymore, right? Hey, Joe Long, fuck the SEC. Okay, cool. But like the fact of the matter is it is still a rough conference, right? USC, Lincoln Riley's slowly getting USC to where it's supposed to be. Yeah, Claw, I'm with you with the University of Miami. Absolutely no reason, and for me, that Miami should be in it. And this is where we fucked up with this playoff. It's like we already have a perfect football playoff in the FCS. Conference champs get in, gets filled out with at-large teams based on their poll ranking. There is no committee to pick teams.
Perfect.
Why do we have a committee? That's where we fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It should be every conference champ, your 10 conference champs, and then you could have 2 at-large bids based on poll rankings. Or, you know what? Let's go to 24. Fuck it. Cool. 10 conference champs, 14 based on where they're at in the polls. Okay? Absolutely. It's not, this is why, like, when people get pissed off at me when I say playoff in quotes, because it's not a playoff if people are picking the teams that go into it. You know? oh, well, conference championship games don't mean anything anymore. Well, make them. Make it like you get in the playoff by winning your fucking conference.
But why is it that basketball is modeled as the sport where we want to see upstart teams, we want to see Cinderellas, but in football, it's like, no, I just want to see the people that bring the money. Why is that?
Honestly, you got to think the NCAA tournament as we know it at one point was only the third. Like there were 3 collegiate tournaments. The NIT was one.
Yep, a big one.
And then it was the NCAA tournament, right? And then it flip-flopped when the NCAA signs this huge TV deal in the late 70s to air the tournament. And that's why it's slowly expanded. And next year they're going to go to 76 teams.
Jesus Christ.
Right? But to me, that makes sense because there are a lot more basketball conferences, right? Like smaller conferences where their conference champ gets in. And they have a means of representing their conference in this invitational, right? And somebody brought that up too. It's an invitational. You have to be invited. And how do you get invited? Win your fucking conference. Right? But with football, I think with the explosion of revenue that's generated by the football program, right? And I live in North Carolina, guys. And Claw, you could back me up on this. There are a lot of Carolina fans that are like, basketball is our number one sport. It is, absolutely. And it doesn't bring in a quarter of what football does.
Yep.
It doesn't, right? And they're like, well, how do you figure? Well, here's how I figure, my friend. How big is the Dean Dome? How big is it? Well, it's 18,000 seats. Cool. How big is Kenan Stadium? Like 50? Well, there you go, pal. Even playing, fucking what? Anywhere from 6 to 8 home games, depending on how your schedule is broken up, right? You're still going to pack at least 40,000 people into that stadium every home game. They pay to get in. If I charge $40 per ticket, how much money am I bringing in? You see him trying to do the math. I'm like, yeah, okay. So you play 30 games a year, 15 at home, right? 18,000 seats. I charge $40 a ticket. Oh, well, they're more expensive than that. Okay, let's go 100. How much money is basketball generating compared to football? Okay. And these TV deals are not predicated on fucking basketball. They're not. They're predicated on football. Football is America's pastime. Whether baseball fans want to hear it or not, football is the dominant sport in this country. Or whatever Trump's going to change the name to since he got the FIFA Peace Prize. But here's the thing, like Notre Dame didn't play a particularly tough schedule. Here's next year's schedule for Notre Dame. Everybody, are we ready? Here we go. Week 1 at Wisconsin and Green Bay. Week 2, Rice. Week 3, Michigan State. Week 4, Purdue. North Carolina, Navy in Foxborough. The U, Miami of Florida. Boston College, SMU, Stanford, Syracuse, USC.
Oh, they are going to play USC. They're going to end the season with USC.
Yes. So when you get down to it, out of those games, Wisconsin's going into, the last year of the Luke Fickell experiment. Wisconsin doesn't look good. Rice is not good. Michigan State will not be good. Purdue probably not going to be good. North Carolina, right? Navy's always a tough out, with that option offense. Miami, I think it depends on who they bring in as their next quarterback. We'll see who they snatch out of the portal because
they're developing nobody at Miami.
No.
Do not go to Miami unless you were probably going to be drafted, but an injury or something happened to you, or you played for like Boise State at a high level.
Yeah.
that's the only reason. Cam Ward is a perfect reason to go to Miami.
Yeah. SMU is going to be a tough out. That like they've put together, Rhett Lashley's put together a really good program at SMU. Stanford, They're going to have a brand new first-time head coach. I don't think they're going to be any good. Syracuse, I can't get a read on them anymore. Like one year they're winning 10 games, and next year they win 4. And then you've got USC, right? So like that's another cupcake schedule. And they're going to sit here and blame, well, we have this scheduling agreement with the ACC where, we have to play 5 ACC teams. Okay. So schedule some good ones, dude. No one said fucking play the fucking Tar Heels, And it's still kind of crazy to me that SMU and Stanford are on the ACC, like 2 of the 5 ACC teams they have to play. It's just Notre Dame was the only school in the top 14 to not play an FCS school. Justify that.
That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. That means nothing. Notre Dame was in the conference, the championship game last year. And they had, I wouldn't say a super duper cupcake schedule, but it wasn't the roughest schedule. They weren't traveling all over the country.
And you know what Marcus Freeman does? What he does is he always loses a game he should not early in the season. You got to think last season, he lost to Marshall. Charles Huff showed he was a good coach. Like that guy left Marshall, went to Southern Miss, who only won 1 game last season. He won 7 this year. So Charles Huff showed he can coach some football. But like he always puts himself behind the 8 ball early in the season. And, I'm not going to talk too much shit about Marcus Freeman because he is an Ohio State Buckeye. But again, if you want an easier path to the playoff, dude, join a fucking conference.
Mm-hmm.
Win it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Dude, you have 24 other teams in the ACC. Just join and you can beat up on all those guys. Let's not act like Notre Dame doesn't have a phenomenal level of talent. They do. People want to play for Marcus Freeman.
Mm-hmm.
You know who they've shown that they don't want to play for? Bill Belichick.
Despite his pedigree, despite his record.
Yeah, right? Freeman in the Notre Dame football team could just own the ACC. It's just they don't want to split that check. NBC cuts them a very large check every year. And I get it, but this is one of those instances of like having your cake and eating it too. Well, there's going to be some ramifications for that, man. But next year doesn't, if Notre Dame ends up in the top 12, they have a guaranteed access to the playoff. That's part of the language of the contract that they signed, So, I mean, and now I don't know if you saw Jim Phillips, the commissioner of the ACC, came out and said, okay, we were really not okay with expansion. Now we are because Duke should be in the playoff because they did win the conference.
They won the conference. Why? Look, people said shit about SMU last year. Not when you should have had Alabama in. So you get Alabama shoehorned into the playoffs with 3 losses. And I don't think Alabama was that good of a quote unquote 3-loss team to make it in. The thing about Notre Dame, the thing about conference champions is, and I'll keep saying it. And what's funny is there's a person in the chat that's like, I'm a Notre Dame fan. I don't care. You can shut the fuck up. It's like, but you're watching my channel. So I'm not going to shut the fuck up. And you get motherfucked. But that's stupid to say to like, what am I going to be? Oh, okay. And just zip my mouth shut. Like, fuck right off. Double fuck right off. You can go to your parents' house and they can fuck right off too. How's that sound? Everyone on your block can fuck right off.
You can go to Joey's house and fuck right off there and tell Joey and his girlfriend to fuck off. Okay? Like, that's just how it is.
The amount of fuck right offs that can happen right now are insane.
Yes. It's just an unimaginable number of fuck right offs that we can throw out. But I mean, again, whether we like the system or not, I don't. Yeah, Hunter, he is catching some strays today. Whether we like the system or not, this is a system we have.
Yeah.
Right. And because of the money involved, we're never going to get rid of this fucking committee. I blame the BCS for that because there's, they sat around, talked about a bunch of teams, tossed the names into a computer, and the computer spit some shit out. And they're like, this is who's playing for the national title. And then one year we end up with like Nebraska, I think, getting blasted by 50 points. Like there's no need to have a committee in a true playoff, right? It's just one of those stupid things that is unique to college football.
But I also never understood why a team that lost to Miami is like, but it was close.
I mean, dude,
it only counts in horseshoes. It only counts in horseshoes. So you can go back to fucking right off.
I'm telling you right now, Jason, if I was on that committee and my peer was like, well, let's put Miami in. The ACC needs a team. I'm going to be like,
Yeah.
Fuck Miami.
Yep.
All right. We're going to take JMU, which I'm on board. They won their conference.
Mm-hmm.
Tulane won their fucking conference.
Mm-hmm.
And why not? You know what? Don't give a shit if they lost last year. Boise State, they won their conference. Fuck the ACC in this because the ACC, did Jason use motherfucked as a verb? I mean, Zahir, we understand that you like, rest of the world football. That's okay. But what did the graphic of the show display on Friday when Jason posted it?
Yep.
Okay. So let's just fuck right off.
Yes. That's what we're going to call this show, and you can F right off.
That's right. Well, Red, the reason it's the Ohio State Buckeyes is because the Buckeye is the state nut of the state of Ohio. That's all it is. That is the lore.
When I saw the selection, the first thing that popped in my mind was Matt going, this is why conference champions should just get in. You have enough conference champions, just let them in. And I felt bad for Duke because when you think about the NFL, even how many wild card teams have won the Super Bowl?
Yeah, and just look, or teams that went on a run, that played in a bad division, right? But they got hot at the end of the year and they just ran away with it, like, and that's, and how does the NFL line up the wild card, guys? It's based on record. And if there's a tiebreaker, it's head-to-head wins, right? And here's the thing for me. Duke only played in the ACC championship game because they had to go to the third tiebreaker. Just go back to divisions. If you're going to have these giant conferences, North and South, East and West, the winner of the North, the winner of the South play each other, right? Why bring it down to conferences? I hate that they got rid of them. I think that's dumb as shit. But a lot of people are like, well, that means like fucking Ole Miss, will get steamrolled by, Georgia every year. It's just like, who gives a shit?
Not necessarily. Crazier things have happened.
But like, so, a lot of it had to do with Big Ten and just like the Big Ten West always getting stomped by the Big Ten East, and that's the nature of sports sometimes, man. I don't know why the Big Ten put Michigan and Ohio State in the same fucking division. Honestly, I would have had Michigan in the West, Ohio State in the East. And then it's like, well, then you're just going to get a repeat of the game for the conference champ. Who gives a shit? These two group of people hate each other. It's going to be a good game. And Riviera, thank you. Have teams considered getting better? That's all. Raise your level of play, gentlemen. That's what you get paid. That's why you're the highest paid state employee in 48 out of 50 states. It's to make your football team better. Oh, no. Oh, no. What if Zahir is right?
It's almost like the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But the call's coming from inside the house. And then Joey takes off his mask.
It's just Joey pops out. Oh, I have to fuck right off? No, Jason. No, Matt. You fuck right off.
Only one person's getting motherfucked here. It's like crying about Notre Dame not getting into a playoff that they were going to eventually lose anyway is like there's no metaphor for it, because only Notre Dame can tickle their fans' testicles in a way that gets them right to the point of explosion and then punch them in those same testicles. That's what Notre Dame does to their fans every year. And the Notre Dame fan in the chat right now is a bit of a masochist because he enjoys the punch.
He really does.
That's what this is about. This is about not getting the punch at the end.
The tickling's nice, but I really enjoy getting my face blasted with a closed fist.
Kaiser Jose.
Man, Joe Long does not like us today. Sorry, Joe. I mean, I think here's the thing.
Wait a minute. Last I checked, the last national championship Notre Dame won was in 1988.
Wasn't Tony Rice the quarterback?
A black man. I bet that hurt Joey's heart. Like, oh.
The thing is this was a weird year. I got tired of hearing about Bama being bandied about still, right? You guys know I like Kalen DeBoer as a head coach, but Alabama did not do shit to deserve to be in the playoff. I'm sorry.
Not at all.
Okay. At all. I would argue Vanderbilt should have been in over. I would argue Vandy should have been in over Alabama. I think Vanderbilt just played better throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
And can you imagine Diego Pavia in front of a national audience with his personality? You're sitting on a fucking gold mine, you know? But Jason MGM Grant gave him the best odds according to Joey. Oh.
I'm sure whoever this person is, they're entirely intoxicated, because only a drunk person stays staring at a screen after somebody told them to fuck right off. Because you're yelling at something that we can pause you, and then no one can even see the words you write, and then we can just make fun of you and your mom, you and your whore mother. We can make fun of you and your whore mother for like an hour.
Joe Long should not have his mom made fun of. She has nothing to do with this.
She had him.
That's fucked up. Yo, yeah. Joe, that's enough. That's enough of that shit, dude.
I think it's hilarious. I'm gonna keep talking about a person I will never meet.
You know what?
They fuck right up.
I mean, the thing is, this kind of leads us into the next big thing with talking point with Utah, right? Joe Long is calling it Jason's frothing. But I don't know if anybody saw, but Utah has entered into a private equity deal, which sets up their athletic department as an entertainment company that this private equity company will own part of. Utah is saying that they will retain control over it. They'll be the final decision maker. It's just to get this influx of cash. But I think we're all adult enough to know how private equity works out. It's never pretty. They never stay as a minority partner.
Mm-hmm.
They end up gobbling up whole fucking companies, stripping them for parts, selling them for a profit, and then leaving just destruction in their wake, which freaks me out because, I don't know if you saw, Jason, the Houston Astros sold all their minor league teams to Diamond Baseball Holdings, which is a private equity company that now owns 43 of the 120 minor league baseball teams in the country, right? we're seeing this huge influx of private equity money, and Utah is the first school to kind of dip their toe into this pool. Now, I'm interested to see how this unfolds, right? Because it doesn't quite detach the athletic department from the university. It just sets that up an entertainment corporation. It's like Utah Sports Entertainment LLC or some shit like that, that this private equity company is going to have a stock in. We saw what happened with the Big Ten, and I will say thank you to Michigan and the University of Southern California for ensuring that didn't happen. The Big Ten's private equity thing was, we're going to get all this money, and then we're going to have a tiered payout. And Michigan and USC were not in the top tier, and they were like, "Oh no, fuck that! Then we're not doing this unless we get Ohio State money." So, thank you to the school you're repping right now, and Red, thank you to your boys for being greedy fucks and ensuring this didn't happen. Because I don't think this is a good thing. I hate that even with the explosion of the TV deals, even with these huge payouts, and keep in mind, Utah's not getting a full Big 12 payout and won't for like another 3 or 4 years. Even with all this money that's rolling into the sport, they still feel this need to get more. Right? And it's like, dude, at what point, is enough enough? When do you strip away enough of that sport and just turn it into entertainment? That's the question. I mean, dude, Jason, I don't know if you saw, there are athletic directors that are calling for a collective bargaining agreement where NIL payments are negotiated collectively by players based on position and other things like social media, likes and follows and all that shit, to kind of cap how much money's going out, but still ensuring that the players get it so schools don't have to go the private equity way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ, 5 years ago when this whole thing started, that was like anathema, collective bargaining with student athletes. Oh, and now the athletic directors are like, guys, get together, please. Let's make a CBA for you guys. It'll only help us. You guys will still get paid. We can do this NFL style,
They're still trying to figure out how to do it, and I don't think they want to do it NFL style. I think they want to figure out some way to do it a little differently. I don't think they want too many rules.
They don't. I mean, this was the whole thing. When Miles Brand stepped away from being the NCAA president, they brought in he was a 4-star general in the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
And all these athletic directors, all these school presidents were like, he's going to be a backstop. We can finally, he wants the players to earn, but, he's going to put in all these rules. There's going to be like a uniformity across the NCAA. And the conference commissioners went to him and essentially said, no, we'll take care of it ourselves. You don't need to be here. We don't need your rules. You just do enforcement. And he was like, oh, okay. Right. Welcome to Beyond the Red Zone featuring I Like to Drink Sperm and Boy with Beanie. Oh. We are. Wow. Okay.
What's funny is
Red, I was not ready for that. I was not ready
it's some guy that's probably our age and just unhappy and hasn't seen his penis in a while, and it's just you chug sperm, you chug a big old frothy, like a cold beer, like a mug of it, and it's dripping out of the sides, and you love it when it drips down the sides, and you lick it all up because you don't want to waste any because it's precious. It's a life.
That was quite the diatribe, my friend. quite the diatribe. I mean, guys, we're off the rails at 41 minutes. We typically at least get through the first hour before we go careening into the Netherverse.
Oh, I mean, Mac is making this like very interesting, astute point about something no one's really talking about. Some good. Notre Dame should have been they could have been a contender. And you like sperm because you like other men, other beautiful men that care and that listen. Men that listen. You like the men. My wife, she don't listen good because she left. She don't listen good, but the men listen good. They listen to all of it, and then they hold you when they have strong arms. My wife didn't have strong arms.
Oh my
men
God.
have strong arms.
What the fuck, Jason?
Sperm is delicious. And you drink the delicious nectar of other dudes because it's not right under God.
Oh my God. Oh.
I'm sorry.
Just. Yeah, you got to be careful. David Gonzalez already said clip Jason saying sperm is delicious.
I'm sorry.
Getting back to what
hold up. He goes, it's quite funny, is it? Making fun of me and my feelings? Yes.
Zahir said Sam Darnold is just nodding along from his chair. Zahir, Darnold's over here like, yeah, I mean.
I drink your sperm. I drink it up.
Oh, gosh. You went Daniel Day-Lewis on us.
Daniel Day-Lewis on its head.
Just. For the next champagne room, Jason, you have to memorize that whole speech he gave in the bowling alley, but replace the milkshake with the sperm. And then you have to do it on the champagne room.
I drink your sperm. I drink it up.
I drink it up.
Just the fact that you chug sperm is in all caps. It's like, come on, dude. You're not funny, man. It's not funny at all. It's not even mean.
No, I mean, and he really just fucked up my flow. So thanks, Joe Long.
There's good Joey who we apologize to.
Always.
And then there's the repressed homosexual Joey who we won't apologize to.
No, we won't.
No.
But here, I'll put an end to this. The private equity thing is probably going to become a little more widespread because Utah opened the door. What school's next? You know, what school's going to be the next one that just says, you know what, fuck it. I'm not going to wait for the conference. I want the money now. So we know the secret ingredient for the carrot and raisin salad. Jason like shreds the carrots up, throws the raisin, and he's just like,
Joey was right.
Like Ben comes over, he's like, Jason, is this just?
Did you use fish sauce in this?
Is that sperm and raisins? Come on, man.
Pick one. Pick one. Okay.
I mean, Mr. Crash, that's honestly what I was thinking. Like, BYU has unlimited funds. As long as they got the LDS church behind them, they're gold, right? Utah has been a steady, 8 to 10 win team for what, Jason? Going on 25 years since Whittingham got on campus, essentially.
And they've made some great runs and played some really good football games.
Yeah, they're very well coached, always play good defense, but at a certain point, BYU is like, when they decided to join the Big 12 after years of being an independent, and NIL hits. I mean, dude, look at what their basketball program has done. They've got like 2 of the top 5 high school kids that came out, and they went to play in Provo. Like, NIL money talks. And if Utah wants to keep up with it, holy shit, Joe Long, are you Ygritte from Game of Thrones? You know nothing? I'm waiting for the Jon Snow to follow it.
I don't want to keep responding, but this dude is actually pretty funny because he's so not funny that makes me laugh even more. Like, you know nothing. Notre Dame football. Charlie Weiss didn't get a real shot. They kicked him out like my wife kicked me out. Well, ex, technically. Why don't my kids call?
I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, do you know the school I think that I could see doing the next private equity thing? UCLA. As they continue to lose ground to USC. Jesus Christ, Joe.
He talks like a child.
I wonder if his mom knows he's up on the internet after 10 o'clock.
Using up all her Wi-Fi. She lets you move back in after that bitch kicks you out. Oh, no, shit. It's cold in Indiana, motherfucking shit. And Walmart be kicking people out the parking lot now, so you know it's fucked up.
Dre has said this was a weird day to have my son watch the show with me.
And no, because we haven't talked about how dude's mom is a senior whore.
But I mean, what do you think, Jason? You think UCLA would do this?
Do
the private equity route? Yeah, what Utah did.
I think UCLA is having their own issues. I find it interesting that there are teams. Remember, we talked about the Big Ten Conference that was pushing private equity out. They voted as a conference to say no. So no, I don't think UCLA would do this. Utah doing this is a big domino to drop. And we have to see how this is going to play out for Utah next year. A team that before NIL was extremely competitive. During NIL, they've been
Yeah, I mean, you got to think, the sad thing is they kept hitching their wagon to Cam Redding, the guy that spent like 6 years on campus, but every year he had like a season-ending injury. Mm-hmm. So they were always on QB2, QB3.
You know that dude is the same class as what's the kid in Jacksonville? I can't think of Trevor
Lawrence.
They were the same high school class.
Oh my God, dude. Lawrence has been in the league, what, like 3 or 4 years? Cam Redding finished college,
That's crazy, dude. Well, when they showed that graduating class, I think the last class before NIL, those were 21-year-old quarterbacks with guys coming out as juniors. The NIL class is all super seniors now. So we're seeing 23-year-olds and 24-year-olds come into the league. And what I'm finding interesting is I think their learning curve seems to be a little quicker. There's like one season of, okay, I'm getting these hash marks down. Okay, I'm understanding this rule. I can't do play action like this. I really have to learn how to drop back and get under center. Good coaches will have their star quarterbacks go under center a fair amount. Say what you will about Lincoln Riley. Those quarterbacks have to get under center.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Riley's offense, when it's working, does pretty well with their QBs under center. He can get him in a shotgun. He can spread it out. He can play a power run. Like his offense is pretty flexible, which I think is important because you want to have that kind of flexibility based on the personnel grouping you have. But yeah, I think you're right. Like, we're seeing a lot more guys, especially QBs, come out, I would say, more pro ready. But
This
then
class is not.
No.
This
But
class is not at all.
on the flip side of that, we're also seeing a lot of struggles developing offensive linemen. And it's I think that's going to have a bigger effect on teams, especially rebuilding ones, where you have to reload in the trenches to be successful. And it takes a guy 2 or 3 years to get his feet under him, on the O line. So that will have, that could have some negative effects on that pro ready quarterback, as he's taking a beating, because his guys aren't used to playing in such close splits. They can't kind of get that pre-snap rollback into pass coverage that you see a lot in the college game. It's where we have like one position grouping kind of breaking traditional norms, especially with quarterbacks. Look at McNair. That guy sat for 2.5, 3 years before he got a chance to start. And that was pretty normal for young quarterbacks. And now it's like, hey, look at Cam Ward. You spent 6 years in college, played for 3 schools.
Years in college.
Dr.
Ward. Yeah, Dr. Ward.
Yeah. I got my PhD in paleontology.
That's since who else was 6 years? It just came out. Penix was 6 years in too, wasn't he?
Yeah. And I am worried about Michael Penix because Atlanta that front office looks clueless. And you can give him all the skill players in the world, but you keep putting him behind that offensive line, he's going to die.
That kid already came to the league with some big, serious injuries.
Oh, dude, just
that was a big question mark about it.
Catastrophic knee injuries, man.
Yeah.
And it just, I think NFL front offices and coaching groups need to really lean into finding great offensive line coaches. Like, I give Vrabel a lot of credit. He brought in on his O-line guy from Tennessee, and he's done a phenomenal job with that player, with that offensive line grouping, because they weren't that great. There hasn't been a lot of change other than Campbell, who unfortunately is going to be out for the rest of the season. But look at New England right now, and a lot of that has to do with that offensive line play. It's going to be it really behooves professional coaches to really lean into coach, mentor, train offensive linemen as they're coming out of college. Because a lot of these guys are not pro ready. We're talking about the huge adjustments with the hash marks and preset motions and all that for quarterbacks. Well, there's a jump and a change in form and what's the word I'm looking for? Just what offensive linemen are allowed to do pre-snap. Technique.
Yeah, thank you. Technique, yeah.
So like there's going to be, training is going to be a big part of it, and you're not going to have a lot of guys like Dante Scarnecchia, who through like 5 coaches stayed in New England for 30 something years, but you have to find those offensive line coaches that can make a difference and kind of set the tone. That way, if they get poached, you still have that base there. 12 championships in the sports you played. Oh, that's cool, Joe.
He pulled an Al Bundy on you.
He really did.
I won 12. You may not know this, but I was the 1987 state champion of the state. Do you have a third place finish in archery for under 12s?
I'm Fat Snack Red. Okay, that's cool. I mean, you could sit here and bag on me all day long, Joe. I don't give a shit. I don't know you. I'm wearing a fucking hoodie because it's freezing fucking cold in my room, right? And the fact of the matter is, I've sat here and watched you be openly disrespectful. You're literally calling my co-host boy. Right? This is a show that Jason and I work very hard to make fun, interactive, and like have good, intelligent conversation before we get to the dick and fart jokes.
Yep.
Okay. And you're the one that decided that you were going to come in here and piss and moan and fucking throw hissy fits because your team didn't get in the playoffs. Sorry, dude. All right? Fucking sorry. Go piss off and be mad somewhere else. Actually, go fuck off. Fuck right off.
Fuck right off.
Okay? You can fuck right off. All right? And when you think you've fucked right it off enough, just keep going and fuck right off some more. All right? You attacked Notre Dame, and dude, it's a football team that doesn't even know you fucking exist.
Hey, Rudy was all fiction, and Joe Montana said it. Joe Montana admitted.
Jesus Christ, Joe, if you are willing to go fucking 10 toes down this bad for a team where not one person associated with the program know who the fuck you are, you have a problem, dude. You have a big problem, and you should probably talk to somebody about that.
You're being, Mac, you're a nice guy. He said they don't know you exist.
Oh my God. And you think I do this fucking show so Marcus Freeman gets all fired up? No. No.
Who's chugging sperm now, Joey? Mr. Freeman?
God damn.
You look like such a girthy man.
He's literally the equivalent of Mark Wahlberg from Ted 2 when he's like trying to jerk Tom Brady off to get his sperm. Fuck.
I'm sorry, dude. I had no idea that.
Dude, Joe Long is probably Charlie Weiss's nephew.
I'm just thinking about all the sperm, I'm like, did you just call me gay? Like that was an insult in 2025?
I mean, okay, dude.
Word? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, of all the cool insults you could say, that was the only one you got, I guess.
Eric said Joe's mom got bucked by Ty Willingham.
That's why he's got mixed half brothers. He's got to explain that to all his friends at the quarry. You bringing your nigga brother over here? He's just dark. I told you. We have the same father. He's just dark. Yeah, and your mom wasn't Ty Willingham. Your mother's a whore, Joey. Quit talking about my mom. No, we're going to keep talking about your whore mother because you got this nigga brother over there. Hey!
Okay, Dre's using mom, so we're going to listen to Drea. That's what we're going to do.
I'm not mixed, Joey, because I'm not your mother's son.
God damn it, Jason.
My mother, as much of a whore as my mother is, she will never be as much of a whore as your mother.
Wow.
The amount of whoring that your mother was able to accomplish from 68 to 74 is still the talk of legend. Okay? Okay? So before you want to talk about who is what ethnicity, look yourself in the mirror. Look real close. And then look at your mom.
Wow.
McRuff says she's a championship in porn.
God damn. I mean, and you had a pretty big window there, 68 to 74.
That's a lot of whoring. That was a hardcore whoring day. This is before AIDS, so there's no condoms. Oof.
Wow.
Ken said unrivaled. That's the title. That's the banner in your fucking living room with the wood paneled fucking walls.
God damn it, Jason. Oh man. You know what? So much for that Sirius XM deal.
Don't fucking look. Whose show is this? It's not Joey's.
Okay, so what's the next topic we're talking about?
Wait, there was 3 things we were supposed to cover. Notre Dame not making it. Notre Dame being a failure for the last like almost 40 years. And then Utah. Michigan firing the coach.
Yeah, Sharon Moore. Wow, we kind of hit it. We got a lot out.
We got a lot out there. Yeah.
In between digital verbal jousting. Mr. Crash is just he's decided to take the lead of this train to get us to shoot off.
You know what sucks? I found the perfect video for you today. I found a handful of videos. I did send you one video that I will not play on the stream.
Today was busy because at work we got a ZR1 Corvette. That's the one that's got over 1,000 horsepower. And General Motors fucked up the paint. So the MSRP on this car, Jason, is $233,000.
Are you serious?
Oh, and guess what we're charging for said car? $330,000.
That's an insane markup.
Yeah, it's because there's only 14 in the United States. So,
and what's so special about it again?
It's got the second most horsepower of any vehicle that you're allowed to drive on the road.
0 to 60 and what?
Fucking like a sneeze. Like a dog, man.
Do you get to test drive them?
No. But they had this, they put a clear coat down on this paint, and the bumper and the front nose of the vehicle is carbon fiber.
Mm-hmm. So
it didn't set right. And they were like all psyched because if they sell it by the end of the month, they get a ZR1X, which has the most horsepower of any car you're allowed to drive on the road. And there's only 10 in the United States. So I can only imagine what they're going to charge for that shit if they can get it.
So I found this video of this little boy. That didn't sound right.
No.
You know how the kids get the laughing gas at the dentist's office?
Yeah.
Well, he's like an operatic little singer, like a little Broadway singer guy.
Oh, okay.
And so when they hit him with the gas, he lost his mind, and this is what he did.
Wow. Just Pavarotti that word, man. Wow, man.
That is real. I didn't believe it was real. Eric says I definitely wasn't expecting.
I was not either. I figured like he would like start singing in Italian or something.
You see the dentist behind him. The dentist is laughing so hard she can't even work on the kid because he could actually sing. Keep in mind he's laying on his back, and he's got lungs that strong that he can belt that out.
Just with his entire chest, bro. Just wow. I mean, he held that note.
Wait. There's wait.
Never gonna bring
Wow. Wow, just where do you find this shit?
The kid posted it. The kid has his own Instagram account.
Oh,
There's multiple parts to it. He has a whole part 2. He was just singing he was out of it, and that's what he did when he was out of it.
well. I mean, it truly was beautiful. I can't.
Claw says, "I'm not gonna lie, bro."
It was, dude, Claw. It was, man. I'm with Eric on this. I was not prepped for, just wow.
Oh, dude.
Kush said that's also what Stephen Miller does at the dentist. Kush and his wife's right there holding his hand. That's right, baby. You just let it out. Just let it out.
I don't know. I don't know what this is, but I've never seen an underground chiropractor before. And I don't believe it's real. And then you go online and you're like, well,
an underground chiropractor. Oh.
Wait.
What? Oh, wow, man. Wow. Dude, I don't think I've ever been like drunk or high enough to where some guy's like, "Hey man, how's your back feeling?" Oh, you got some back pain? I can help you with that. And he just like picked me up, and Red said, "Slides, man, $10. I need an adjustment, man."
I'm like 3 minutes behind, but goddamn, that might be the most soulful slur I've ever heard.
Right? I mean, it's like angels started like, they got there and they opened up and they're like, oh, young man.
Dude, like, have you ever been at a bar and you're hanging out with, oh, dude, my back is just like, oh, it's like sciatic, it's all acted up. And I know a guy. Oh, what the chiropractor at the mid-strip? No. Just, you know that 7-Eleven?
He's actually around the corner.
You got like a 20 on you? He'll crack the shit out of your back.
Actually, if you just take 2 Miller Lite tall boys to him, take good care of you.
Because he was looking, when he looked back, he had that look like, you got the stuff?
Yeah.
You got the stuff? That was the look. Wait. Let's do it again. Look. Wait. You want some too? You got the stuff? You want some?
See, that's. I don't need an ass-to-ass back crack. Okay, I don't need that.
You say that now.
No.
That back crack will have you singing like that black kid. That's the bad part of now. You'll be like clicking your heels, swinging around light poles like you're singing in the rain. This in front of a 7-Eleven.
Well, I mean, you can get a lot of things at a 7-Eleven. Like
I never know you
chorizo.
can get that.
I mean, I wouldn't have the chorizo before I got the back crack at the 7-Eleven. That's for damn sure. Never venture behind a 7-Eleven. No, I'm not even that brave.
This is a horrible way to go down on somebody's ring cam.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh.
What? Like, what in the world, dude? I'm going to say this right now. If there is a wall around a domicile, that is not a place you break into. I'm just going to say that.
McRub said dick was torn asunder.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
When the pants came down, that dog readjusted and grabbed sack and just
that dog pulled him down by his ball sack and then ate it.
It was just an aperitif before he got fed that night.
Here you go. This is the stuff I send Mac when no one's looking.
Gymnasts they can do the clam slam. Like, come on.
Drea said that hurt my balls.
I mean,
Red.
This is why, even despite our differences in collegiate football teams, Red and I are like kindred spirits. Just one simple word to describe, you know.
I was gonna be good. It's so funny because I'm looking at Bad Lefty's 3 minutes behind, so he's just now seeing the ball.
They can dance, but college teams aren't allowed to hire choreographers. Well, you know, Riv.
Does it matter at that point? At that point, I don't think anybody cares.
No.
Can we show TikToks of Notre Dame's greatest?
God damn it, Ken.
Had we not had such high academic standards, then maybe, just maybe.
Oh my God, dude. I mean, and here's the thing, man. I know Notre Dame is a tough school to get into because of, you know, just the testing requirements to get in, you know, ACT or SAT, the GPA needed, all that shit, right? But the fact of the matter is, in this new era, you know, we don't even have to talk about now. Look how successful Duke basketball has been. I would argue their academic standards are even higher. And they have been a dominant basketball team for how long?
Ever.
Yeah. You know, Stanford has the Olympic sports that they pump out Olympians just year after year after year. Notre Dame has like an occasional good season in basketball, but what are they known for? Football. That's what they do. I didn't say they did it well, but that's what they're known for. You know, but like Drea, it's a giant man with a buckeye for a head. That's the mascot. But like you can't use academic standards as like an excuse, right? Like there are a lot of nerds that play football,
It's also offensive,
and
it's an old, mildly racist and classist trope, right? That we don't get the dumb guys
yeah,
that run real fast.
and the thing is, people forget Myron Rolle. Does anybody remember Myron Rolle?
I do.
He was
Rhodes
a
Scholar.
Rhodes Scholar and is now a fucking doctor.
Mhm.
And he was a safety for Florida State and had a career in the NFL before he was like, I'll just go save lives.
There's been a few players like that, right?
Yeah,
that left to the NFL early to play, to be doctors or lawyers. But to assume that your academic standards are a big reason why you can't get players in is to assume that we're still living in 1995 and it's like the hoop dreams world.
Yeah.
These guys are pretty intelligent at this point because all they do is like round the clock, high level sports training, high level understanding of offenses, and then high level academics.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, these aren't the same guys I played football with, right? You know what I did every Friday after a game? We went to parties and got stupid drunk and stoned, didn't take care of ourselves, right? Granted, he hasn't had the best last few weeks. Derrick Henry, by football law, should be slower, brittler, just not any good at his job anymore. And the man is still a dominant running back in the NFL, right? And he's been taking care of himself since he was a fucking kid with nutrition and recovery and all that. That's what these kids do now. You said it's not the dudes that you and I, the high school athletes that like me, you and coach played with, or
it's a whole different breed of like next level round the clock. It's all about academics. They want to be smart. That's another part of it too that people are forgetting. There's so many avenues and these kids don't come from a certain level of poverty anymore. Like that shit's dead.
Yeah. I mean, and look at a guy like Richard Sherman.
Oof.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Got an undergraduate degree from Stanford in 3 fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
How, Mr. Sherman? Like, Stanford has some of the top minds on the fucking planet that attend it. Richard Sherman played high-level college football and earned a degree in 3 years from one of the top academic universities on the fucking planet. He gets drafted. What's the first word everybody starts calling him?
N-word.
Well, the one they could see on TV. He's a thug because he's in your face, because he has locks.
Yeah, T-word is almost as bad as N-word, I guess.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, give me a break, man. The guy, like Merrill Hodge, bro, you didn't even go to fucking class at SMU, but you're going to talk shit about a guy who got a degree from Stanford. You could suck my dick from the back, Merrill Hodge, okay? Like, you can just all the way, it kills me. You cannot use academics against these kids anymore because, like you already said, they're smart kids.
Yeah, these are smart kids. These kids are all that's a old. We got to lower it. Remember what was it? Proposition. What was it called? They lowered the SAT score.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, especially now, a lot of these kids aren't coming from, like generational poverty.
No.
We are seeing something Jason brought up fucking years ago on this show. Look at how many NBA kids are matriculating through college into the pros.
Mm-hmm.
You really think Patrick Mahomes didn't have like a personal SAT and ACT tutor and didn't have a full-time round the clock like nutritionist? His dad was a major league pitcher for 12 years. Was he totally average? Yes. But what did his dad have that Jason and I do not? He was a left-handed relief pitcher. So he got to stay in the league 12 years and make a shit ton of money.
Yeah. And Patrick Mahomes got to benefit from that. I don't look, you're talking about sports really changing. And if you only want to view this thing, and this is one of the things, maybe this is a bit of a moralizing rant, but if you boil this down to simply winners and losers, which is what a lot of pundits try to do with talk of college football, and I don't care about the Gatorade, go fuck yourself bowl. Okay, that's fine. But as we said earlier in this show, this was about conferences playing each other, regional supremacy. Bowl games are fun if you're a football fan.
Yeah.
But if all you care about is some Highlander shit, then
Can you imagine if they just put like all 100 players from each team, gave them a sword, and they're just like, "Hey guys, there can be only one," and they're just like, "Wait."
there you go. See if all lifting weights works. Like,
hope some of you took a fencing class.
McRep's out and watch the go fuck yourself. Like, what do you think high school sports are? And if it's all about winning, then you definitely don't care about the sanctity of high school and even like peewee athletics. All you care about then is funneling kids through the IMG kind of academies and making little athletes. It's just a training ground.
Yeah.
It's not about having fun. It's not about how to learn how to work with people. Fuck all that. Winning and losing, and don't be a loser. That's a scary way to look at amateur athletics.
Yeah, it's very Ayn Randian, isn't it?
Oh,
Like they just start funneling people into IMG, and the only book they give them now, Jason, is fucking Atlas Shrugged.
you're gonna need this if you want to understand the real world.
Yeah. Who is Thomas Galt? That is your only assignment. Tell me who he is by the end of the semester.
Undergrad degree on how to make AI prompts.
You know, and it's just, you know, that's what sport was to me. It was something I loved. I loved playing. I knew I was never going to play in college, right? I was too slow. You know, maybe I could have made it on like a really bad D3 squad. But you know, my life took me in other places, but like it was enjoyable, and I did learn how to work with people, and I made friends, you know, and it helped with, you know, socializing with my peers and all that, you know. And you know what happens when it's just win at all cost. That's it, you know.
That is the libertarian hellscape that I feel like we're careening towards, when college is going to be no longer a space of learning, especially with the acceptance of like telling teachers, look, the kids are just going to use AI. I have a friend that is a professor, and he told me something that blew my mind. And he's mentioned this to me on multiple occasions because it's happened with multiple students. And when this person said this in a forum with other professors, not high school teachers, professors, they all chimed in on how they have to say this word differently because the students didn't understand. You want to know what that word was, Macadocious?
What is this word?
Noon.
Noon, like 12 noon?
Like 12 p.m. Yeah.
Oh.
They didn't know what noon meant. So when he said, okay, turn this paper in by noon on Tuesday, and he got a few late ones, he was like, hey, it's on the syllabus. This paper had to be in by 12 noon Tuesday. It's 4 o'clock Thursday. I didn't know what noon meant. I'm sorry? I didn't know what noon meant. And so I believe a few people told him that. He makes this statement. Other teachers came in and were like, oh, I have to tell the students 12 p.m. because they don't know what noon means. They don't know half past. They don't know quarter till. So I tell them the exact time because I was having that same problem.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man. That is crazy to me.
So it's not just AI. You can say it's the acceptance of certain things in a classroom setting and just in life in general that have like my son's mother has a regular analog clock on a wall. So my son has to learn how to tell time. And sometimes he says it right, sometimes he says it wrong.
Yeah.
He's 7, he's trying to figure it out. But that's a big thing kind of for both of us, that he understands these basic life skills, I think.
Yeah.
But how many kids are growing up with iPads and their parents have phones and there's a clock on the microwave, and you don't need to know what noon is because it'll tell you the right time all the time. You don't need to know what military time is.
Which it still kills me because, like, for me, it's not military time. It's just the time in the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you're not going to see, 1 p.m. You're going to see 13, and I have, like, my kids were like, Dad, why is it say, because like I operate off a 24-hour clock. My watch is set to a 24-hour clock. My phone is, my laptop is, and they saw like 14:28, and my daughter goes, "What does that even mean?" And I was like, "Kiddo, there are 24 hours in a day."
Mm-hmm.
And
the lack of a certain amount of basic understandings for things. One of the reasons I've heard about young people using AI, when the professor says, "Do not use AI. I'm going to find out that you used AI, and I'm going to call it cheating if you used AI."
Yeah.
And so a student turned in an assignment. The professor said, "This is AI. I told you can't use AI." And you know what their response was? "Well, I didn't understand the reading."
What the fuck? That is something you bring up.
Yeah.
Dr. Smith. Yeah, what's up? I'm not tracking any of this. All right, be at office hours at 4.
All right. The hickory dickory dock. Where did the mouse go? Round the clock. No, it went up. It says it right there.
It's just, it's, I've noticed that with my kids, right? And, their mom's like, it's a generational thing. And I hate that. I hate hearing it's a generational thing because, like, I know some shit that, like, Gen Xers know. And I have 2 younger kids, so they can share all their nonsense with me as well, but it's like, dude, like, my daughter's gonna starve when she goes to college. She's like, "I'm hungry," and I will dead ass say, "We'll make something. I'm busy, like, I'm doing something," right? And she'll just sit there hungry. And then I'll start making something, and she's like, "Can you make me, like, whatever you're making?" And I'm just sitting there like, "You lazy fuck. You lazy fuck." Like, my son, because he's, like, 14 and growing like a goddamn weed, that kid has learned to make whatever he wants. And he's gotten really, like, he makes, like, Reese's Cups. Like, he melts some chocolate, forms the peanut butter, like, if that kid wanted to, he could go to culinary school. But one, I don't think he will because he does not want to work anywhere 16 hours a day, and he doesn't like getting yelled at.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Yeah. Because he actually was like, "What do you think about me being a chef?" I'm like, "Bud, I'm not trying to be, like, crushing your dreams here. But, like, if I speak sternly to you, you get your feelings hurt." I'm like, "Being a chef?" And I was like, "Why don't you read Kitchen Confidential?" And he's like, "Well, I don't want to read," because he's 14.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Hey, here is my the one app I use for my books, my audio books," and I was like, "Listen to it." He got through like the first like 3 hours. He's like, "Dad, they just like treat you really bad." And I'm like, "Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like being a chef is no joke.
It's not
It is
fun.
no."
No.
And when you look at some of the chefs that are like trying to change it, They just get shit on all the time, or they're mostly in like Denmark. You know, like
Or
pretty
some like
chill.
super hipster spot where
Yeah, you know, like they're just like, no, I don't like getting yelled at, so I'm gonna make this weird food in Denmark, you know, or
oh yeah, no,
Sweden,
it's
you know. But yeah, dude, my one buddy that I had, one of the few friends I had from the army, became a chef and only did it because you know you get paid dog shit money for like the first 10 years of your career because his wife is super like she's made a lot of money. She does very well. But he became a chef and he's in San Francisco now. And he's like, I am fucking miserable. And so he did it for like 10 years and then started a food truck. And he's like, I work my own hours now. I do pretty well, you know, and he's like, I don't know why anybody would work in a fucking, you know, in a kitchen. You know, he's like, it's just miserable.
miserable work where people are going to berate you in a way that you've never been berated.
Everybody, Prairie, thank you for the super chat. Prairie has a request, and he said these deep conversations are nice and all, but can we get back to the prison women Instagram?
That's what you came here for.
See, we got to give Red and Prairie what they ask for because they're looking for their future mistakes. Who are we to deny them that?
So you have to ask the better question is, Jason, have you been looking up these women for these people? Yes, I have.
I was going to say you have.
I have.
I feel like in between you writing serious pieces and editing, you set aside like an hour just to find Prison Connect.
Can I tell you a true story? Can I be a little honest here on the red zone for a little bit now that we're done fucking scolding people that aren't real? True story. I have the attention span of a beaver. Or is it a gopher? Squirrel. She calls me a squirrel.
Okay, I can understand that because I was gonna say beavers build whole fucking dams, dude. Like
Maybe it's not a beaver.
Yeah.
Maybe I love beaver.
Jason's favorite section of Penthouse was beaver hunt.
Beaver hunt. Just like, no, grow it out. She calls me a squirrel because she's like, you're like a squirrel. Like, oh, what is that? Something shiny. And I got some very in-depth edits right on this piece that took me days to write, and I'm trying to take it as seriously as possible because it's like a big deal for me, right? And
is that the editor that was like, you need to cut like 900 words?
She's like, maybe this beginning we'll put the beans above the franks, and then maybe you should add this and explain this a little bit more and just draw this out. They were really good edits. It wasn't like you fucked up here because you are a sperm choker.
Okay, before you go on, Alf Balding Skint asked my opinion of Antonio Pierce
as a coach or a man.
He seems like a good dude, but if you're asking about potential open college jobs, he's not allowed to coach in the NCAA right now. He's under a show cause penalty for what he did at Arizona State working for Herm Edwards.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So while I don't blame Antonio Pierce for what happened in Vegas. That's firmly on Mark Davis. I don't see him getting another pro job anytime soon, and he's going to have to wait, I think, another year before he can go back to college. And that whatever school that hires him, even as a position coach, has to literally do a whole dossier as to why he should be employed by that school and what backstops they're putting in to ensure that he doesn't break the rules again. Andrea, he was accused and found guilty taking part into giving illegal recruiting benefits to kids that were coming to campus, including cash, introducing them to girls, shit that's illegal according to the NCAA. So,
Kind of thing that happens when you come visit me on a weekend. But I was frustrated, and I picked up my phone and I set aside some of these things for the show. I was like, I should set aside some time, and I convinced myself that it was like serious work. I convinced myself this.
dude, when the people ask for Prison Connect, we have to give them Prison Connect.
You got to give them the Prison Connect. And also, there's a lot of reading involved when you have to write pieces like this, right?
Yes.
You can't just like go, yeah, I think, therefore I am. Like, there's some other people that wrote.
You can't be like that girl that took a theology course and cited nothing, or some kind of course and cited nothing.
No. There's a lot of citations. What do I have first for you? Which one is this? Some of this stuff I don't remember. I need to start giving myself cues. Like, oh, Jason, this is the one where the chick's fucking titty falls out. Like, I should tell myself that. I don't remember. What is this? Did I send that to you?
No, but I feel like if you did send it to me, you were thinking, why have I never been invited to this kind of party?
Yeah, I send stuff like this to Gene Bajlan. I'm like, why you never be inviting me to your family party? Why can't I ever come to these soirees?
I have a nice sparkly suit.
I didn't know they was building them like that over there. My God. Someone said, Drea said, if you send it for Mac, it's got ass or a little person. I take offense to that.
I mean, I've been in the Prison Connect rotation pretty heavily lately. You know,
this young lady is at Eagle Pass Correctional Facility. She looks like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, a little bit.
Lot like Kim Kardashian. Oh, this is totally. There's a lot of filters going on.
Oh, well, in a lot of these, there's some filters going on. I feel like
she's cockeyed.
I mean, maybe, but I don't think Prairie's gonna mind.
There's a lot of filtration going on right here. I don't know, man. Don't trust and these are pre-prison filters too. Don't trust them, dude.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Prairie Red, be careful.
Be careful. Okay. I know you guys want to put some money on books. Be careful with that one.
Yeah, you gotta look out. Like when you make email connection, you need to make sure that you get an actual photo. Like maybe,
bam,
the cell phone that the guard smuggled in his prison pocket. You know, she can get a quick pic, get it sent to her email, and then get it to you. Jason Miles.
Yes.
Why are you putting half naked pictures of Nana up? Kush, thank you. Thank you, Kush.
What's wrong with Nana?
Dude, if you smash too hard, she's going to break a hip.
That's not true. Don't you dare talk about her. Don't you dare. Here's another one.
Oh, boy.
There's a lot of filters on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that one's not as filtery. She's in Florence McClure Women's Correctional Center.
That is South Carolina.
Oh, I'm scared that you know that.
Once upon a time, when I was doing personal security, I had to drop a married couple off there. And that was one of the least favorite jobs I've had because I'm trapped in a van with these dickheads. I had to drive all the way up to Northern Virginia to pick them up. They committed their crime in South Carolina, but they held the trial in Virginia. And then we're shipping them down to South Carolina to do their time. And they kicked the windows of the Tahoe I was in. They just were assholes the entire time. I had to literally shackle them, like fucking ankle shackles and everything. And they were white collar criminals, Jason. That's what killed me. Tax evasion and money laundering were the crimes they were going away for. And you would have thought that they were like my neighbors who like to bust out windows when they're arguing. Yeah, you know. But yeah, they were assholes. And when the guards came, keep in mind, I'm like in a button down and like some tactical pants and stuff. What the fuck is going on?
I keep telling your story.
Wow. And I'm just over it because these two have acted like assholes the entire time. And they scoop them up. They take the shackles off that I put on them. They put their own shackles on them. And the guy's like, "Hey man, you might want to pull around the back of the, this little entryway." And I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "They pissed all over the fucking back seat." I'm like,
fuck.
But I guess it happens all the time with prisoner transport. So they have like all the like shampoos you need to get this, everything out, and like an upholstery thing to wash it, then to dry it. So I was just like, I'm not doing this shit again. I made like $6,000 for doing it, but just a headache, not worth it.
That's saying a lot. There's something people don't talk about when it comes to jobs and money. Like, oh, I'll do anything for the 100-some thousand. It's like there's jobs open that people don't take for a reason.
Yeah, and like I can make a good living doing personal security, but I hate babysitting adults
that pee in your car.
Well, yeah, that was an odd job, but like I've babysat rich people, and they snap their fingers and they expect you to come running. Okay, when I wake up, I expect there to be like a meal and all, like, and it's just like, dude, that's not my fucking job. My job is literally to make sure you're safe from point A to point B. What they want is like a butler. They want Alfred from Batman, who also can carry a gun and intimidate people just from standing there, And I did a couple of those jobs when I first got out of the military, and dude, the money was phenomenal. Over like 5 days, you can make like $20,000, but having someone just snap fingers at you and expect you to jump too, fuck you, dude. No.
There's a word that people don't use, and it's prestige. And people say, I don't care about prestige, just give me the money. It's like, people aren't really rushing to be the janitor at BART.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's a reason why there's like a handful of cats that make a ridiculous amount of money because of overtime. It's a hard, horrible job where you're kind of risking your life because you're constantly picking up infected needles and feces everywhere. It's like, this shit's not fun. Cleaning up blood all the time.
Yeah, and like there's also just the self-worth element of a lot of it.
Yeah.
Like, how many people look down on the janitorial staff where you work?
Yeah.
There's quite
I was
a
a
few
janitor in my high school.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Good times.
You know what I mean? But like, and it's just like so many people, and it goes down to this whole like minimum wage jobs or people like to argue, well, the minimum wage wasn't set up for people to live on. Yes, it was. FDR instituted it as a wage in which people could live and exist off of it. Oh my gosh, she's gonna kill you with them legs.
She's 49, Mac.
And when we talk about like this nonsense skilled and unskilled labor, all labor requires a skill, whether there's assholes out there that want to admit it or not. Like when you go to Mickey D's at 2:30 in the fucking morning, drunk as shit, there's only 2 people working there. It takes a bit of skill to sling 58 Big Macs out the fucking, the drive-through to all these drunk dickheads, and keep the fries up, like it takes that's skill, It's fucking ridiculous that there's even people out there that think, this job's beneath me, I mean, Nuri, this is what we do. Jason tries to throw stuff at me and I just keep going. I just keep going.
Mac is sober. Mac is a hilarious professional.
I am. I try. Oh, Oh, we got a CrossFit group. Wow, they're just going at it at those cables.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot going on with them cables.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
hate
lot.
CrossFit because you know what's going to happen? All three of those women are going to have torn rotator cuffs.
Would you nurse them back to health?
Fuck no, I'd make fun of them. Like, this is what you get for doing CrossFit, you dumb fuck. Babe Planner said this is how we spread class consciousness with thick thighs. Jason, do you know what type of ladies do CrossFit? Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, that's all you
She
need
is
to
a
know.
CrossFitter, dude.
Yep.
Yikes! I just wrote about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Actually,
Oh,
I saw this woman. I thought of you, Mac.
good God, she's easily deadlifts 800 pounds easily. Just
Serious. Yeah, serious, dude. It's not a game with this young lady.
no. I mean, I applaud her for her discipline and her musculature, but you having sex with her are taking your life in your own hands. Because
I feel like there's people watching the show right now that are willing to take that risk.
You know, you hit that spot just right. She's ripping that dick off. It's just oh, we got a $20 super chat. Ding, ding, ding. Yes. Opinion on Summerall to UF and his coordinator hires. Faulkner, GTOC, named Offensive OC of the Year, and Brad White, Kentucky's DC. Consider my username before saying anything negative. I don't want to have to fuck you up. Well, Gator. Now that I've been threatened into saying something nice, no.
Because the way you read it all normal, and then you hear Gator like fuck you up. That's how with dip in his lip.
Yeah. Well, Gator, I think Summerall was a very smart hire. You have to be very impressed with what he's accomplished the last few years. I think the OC is going to be work out more or work out better for Florida than the DC. And here's the why. Georgia Tech's offense is going back to what we were talking about earlier. It's very flexible. You can have a pocket style quarterback in it, or you can have a guy that can move and pick up a lot of yards on the ground. I think Lagway is going to be perfect for that if they can keep him in Gainesville. The defensive coordinator, I'm sorry, I'm very skeptical of any coach coming out of Kentucky over the last few years because Stoops, before he was fired, was really struggling. But I mean, this is Florida, right? There's always going to be talent that goes to University of Florida. I think Summerall is going to have a rough first year. There's just a lot of stuff that he's got to change, especially coming out of Billy Napier, who I think is a phenomenal coach. I just think that UF was maybe too big for him to deal with. You know, there's a lot of expectations in Gainesville. You know, you got to think you're not just recruiting against Florida State anymore. You're recruiting against Miami, South Florida, Central Florida.
But is it about recruiting as much as it is like, okay, so USC got this big recruitment class in, right? And there was a small handful of kids that came from different parts of the country. But with the NIL and the transfer portal, we know all these kids aren't going to play right away.
Yeah.
Who's going to stay? Who's going to go? What does a program look like? So college basketball had to make some adjustments after one and done. And there's a small handful of players that do play more than one season. But
I will.
What are you going to get in football? Yeah.
This is what I'm going to say. You build the program through recruiting, and you flesh it out through the portal. Right.
That's the perfect world, right?
Right. Well, I think Kiffin actually did a good job of balancing it. He leaned more into the portal because what he wanted to do was win. And this is what a lot of Ole Miss fans, the few that I've spoken to, like argued with me. No, if LSU didn't offer all that money, he wouldn't have left. Yes, he was not staying in Oxford, Mississippi for the long haul. He was not going to do that. He gets 10-win seasons for a program that typically isn't great. You know, and that builds up the kind of that reputation that he needs to go to one of those blue chip universities, right? Like, the thing is, Kiffin has to redeem himself. He shit the bed at 2 blue blood schools, you know?
He wasn't ready at SC.
No, and he wasn't ready at Tennessee.
He wasn't ready at Oakland.
You know?
That's the big he wasn't ready. Oakland, he wasn't ready. You're right. He wasn't ready at Tennessee. He seems to be getting his sea legs, if you will, in Ole Miss. Or was it FIU and then Ole Miss?
FAU. He was at Florida Atlantic. He was an owl, not a panther.
Sorry.
Right?
You had to.
I had to because Pitbull's, his name's on the stadium now. So
I'm mad at you. By the way, guys, I just want you to know that I am making a Christmas gift package for Mac because I live in a city where there's the most random sports stuff.
A bunch of Cleveland gear just ends up.
There was a whole. This person had Mac. So imagine, and I'm not over exaggerating the number, 20 to 30 city blocks, any direction of tents that go from like those little one tent thing, one large folding table to people that have 3-4 folding tables and multiple tents, right? 20 to 30 block, any direction.
It's like the souk in Qatar. Like, you have all these high rises, like just gleaming steel and glass, and in between them are all these just souks, which is just like
little mark. Yeah, it's just shit, right? Just shit everywhere. Yeah. And this person had all this Cleveland Brown stuff. They had jerseys, but it's never new. And a lot of it looks like, this is a pile of bullshit that someone threw to someone that threw to someone.
It's gonna be funny. Jason's gonna send me like a Michael Bourne Cleveland baseball jersey. I'll probably end up getting like a Tommy Vardell Browns jersey.
Oh, that would be so dope. But okay, who was 23 for the Cavs? Was it LeBron James?
Yeah,
LeBron James. Okay, so there was a LeBron jersey, and I was like, well, how much is this? And they were like 100 pesos. And that's like a little over $5. And I was like, that's too much. And so I didn't get it. So you're telling me I should get it?
Dude, the fact of the matter, you found a Cavs 23 jersey, like, is a small miracle. Because those things, if you go to Cleveland, especially since he brought the title back, everybody's kicking themselves squarely in the ass for lighting their shit on fire when he left for Miami. Like, I kept mine. I just folded it up like I do with all the jerseys of all the players that have ever left Cleveland, and I just keep it. I just keep it, and I'll wear it during games. Hey, snack weight counterfeit or not, it's awesome.
Oh, dude, some of these have to be counterfeit. And my Von Miller jersey, my Broncos Von Miller jersey that is in Florida Gators blue is definitely bootleg.
Dude, one of the craziest things I've seen in Afghanistan was, how you always see like the pictures of like NGOs dropping the pre-made t-shirts, but it's like the Buffalo Bills Super Bowl champs.
Buffalo Bills 4 years in a row. Yeah.
I saw a what fucking year was it? I'm trying to think. It was when the Chargers played. Did they get blown out by the Cowboys?
The Chargers got blown out by the Niners.
The Niners, okay. Well, whatever year, like Stan Humphries was the quarterback, and the Chargers made, and they just got crushed. I saw San Diego, like Super Bowl champs, San Diego Chargers 1994 t-shirts in Afghanistan, and I was like,
no way.
I was like, where did these come from? And the one guy from Doctors Without Borders, he was a Romanian. He was like, oh yeah, man. About 3 years ago, we came in and someone donated all these boxes with these shirts. And, because of the war, we had to leave and then we came back and then, so he's like, we finally got around to passing them out. I'm like, dude, these shirts are like fucking so old. He's like, I know, they held up pretty well, huh? And I'm like,
was it the one with like the fat head, the fat cartoon head, Stan Humphries hoisting a trophy?
No, it was just the helmet, like that dark blue with the light.
Oh, and it just says Super Bowl champs 1990. Oh, that's dope.
Right. And I had a buddy from San Diego that was like, I have to get one of these shirts. And I'm like, dude, you cannot take from these kids. And he's like, I'm not going to take it. So what he does is he like scrounges around in all his gear and pulls out like $20 US cash. And is like, hey, man, can I have your shirt? And this kid was like, you can have my shoes too. You want my hat? He's like, fuck, give me the 20. Like,
Dude, I used to have a Broncos banner that I got from eBay, 1977 World Champs. That was the year they lost to the Cowboys. I love those things where if I could find one of those, I'd lose my shit. So side note, if you guys have any of those and you want to mail them for Christmas, because you're like, hey, I have some stupid shit I don't want that Jason would love. Booking at thisisrevolutionpodcast.com and I will send you the mailing address.
Yeah.
There's nothing I like more than your old toys. And
what he really wants is a Broncos butt plug. That's
no.
Jason, I didn't get to ask you on your thoughts on San Francisco Giants demigod Jeff Kent making it to the Baseball Hall of Fame. The most I've seen him smile since realizing he got in before Barry.
Yeah. Virtual. So thank you for that super chat. And I did see that. And I also don't think Jeff Kent was not using something as well. He was part of that bulked up era of second baseman, buff ass shortstop era. Apparently those two hate each other. It's been documented. No one has denied it. No. Apparently Jeff Kent was also hated. It's been documented. No one has denied it. I don't care about.
He is kind of a twat. He may be one of the most rude professional athletes I've ever met. Because remember, he had a small segue in Cleveland.
You met him.
I did. And he was an asshole to everybody. Yes.
Really? Were you a kid? How old were you?
14 or 15. That was about the time frame. And it was like a 3-team trade. Kent only spent like a little bit of time in Cleveland. And he was just a dick. The only bigger asshole I met was Jose Canseco.
I can see that.
Who was just, I might have been the only Jose Canseco fan left. It was when he kind of had that resurgence in Toronto where he was only batting like 230, but he was still blasting like 40 homers.
Mm-hmm.
And he made, he was an all-star alternate in 96. And my uncle was a Cleveland City cop and he got me in for batting practice for the all-star game.
Wow.
And so I got to go down the third base line. Everybody signed a baseball and I went to Jose Canseco. And I was like, hey, man, I spent a little time in California. That's where I became a big fan of you and McGuire. Would you sign my baseball? And he's like, absolutely not.
Wow. Wow.
Just
he gave you the fro. He gave you the fro. You can fuck right off.
Yeah, he just
fro.
Out of here, kid. You know?
Fuck right
and
off.
I was like, holy shit. Right. And my uncle, like, he's working and he kind of looks at me and he's like, what happened? I'm like, Canseco said no to autographing my baseball. And he's like, what'd you expect? The guy's a douche. And Canseco turns around and looks at my uncle and was like, if you weren't a cop. And my Uncle Bob just goes, what? You know, like, what are you going to do?
Damn. Look, Virtuo's right, being a nice guy. I don't care about how you treated the press. I don't care about how your teammates viewed you. None of that is supposed to matter because it's not the Hall of Nice Guys. There's a lot of horrible people in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, dude, Ty Cobb.
Exactly. And he's not the only one. It's not like Babe Ruth was super generous and the rest of these guys. But the point is, Barry Bonds isn't going to get into the Hall of Fame until a group of younger people that just read statistics say, okay, fine, kind of like Pete Rose.
Well, I think it's going to take the younger sports writers that are coming up, because a lot of them that are like our age
Mm-hmm.
are like, steroids was widespread. You know, they were like, the one guy I was reading, he's only like 33, 34. He was like, cocaine was bad too. Are you going to
Thank you.
kick out everybody that did cocaine during their playing days?
It helped. And if you think it didn't, if you didn't think the uppers and the blow and everything else they were taking didn't give them a certain competitive advantage, then you're fooling yourself. It's not about competitive advantages. It's about having the ability to scold someone,
Yeah.
having a certain amount of power. And
The crazy thing is, Jason, the Baseball Hall of Fame is the worst because it really depends on the BBWA, right? And that group is led by a bunch of crusty old white fucks, that are angry that a lot of them have been out and they're like, well, there shouldn't be, what do they call it? The Veterans Committee, Why should a group of veteran ball players and team executives get to override some of our votes? Well, dude, they've been connected to the game. Actually, they played it.
mm-hmm.
Why shouldn't they have a say? Why should it just be you, like Bob Ryan from the Boston fucking Globe, who's just like, well, steroids was a bane on the integrity of the game, and we should never allow anybody who, you know, did steroids should not be allowed in the Hall of Fame. Okay. Here's the thing. We just got Jeff Kenton, did we not? And like you said, this man went from hitting like 250, 15 to 20 homers in a great year for him to blasting like 40 a season,
40.
batting 270. And keep in mind, a lot of his career, he played in Shea fucking Stadium.
And he hit in front of Bonds.
Right?
Yeah.
Stadium was a cavern. Shea sucked for power hitters. That's why fucking Darryl Strawberry bitched about hitting there all the time. He's dead ass said, dude, I wish I could have played when Colorado became an expansion team. Like had his better, he wasn't all fucked up. He's like, dude, if I would have been clean and sober and not destroying my body, he's like, dude, and I played 12 games a year in Colorado. He's like, home run record would have been mine. And he's not wrong.
To look at Jeff Kent's body of work and say this is a Hall of Fame body of work and Barry Bonds won't getting in, you're also sending a message that you want to tell this man he's not getting in. And for people that go, I know Barry Bonds is so upset, you also have to assume that he's that pea-brained to believe that it's not about torture for him. So if you're gonna make a statement, and there have been some sports writers that I've seen that have made some really, I know Bonds is so upset about this, then you're making him of two minds, right? If it's all about me, the way you guys say he is, then he's gonna go, of course I didn't get in because they hate me because they know how great I am and they want to punish me for the steroid thing. So he wouldn't be upset. He'd probably be at peace with it. It'd probably be like, of course that's going to happen because it's about me.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he doesn't understand that. And he's like, why would they hold me out of the Hall of Fame? I'm Barry Bonds. Stop it. You can't out of one side of your mouth write an entire book. I'm talking to you, Rick Perlman. You can't write a whole book about Barry Bonds being a piece of shit. And then out of the other side of your mouth say, I know he's upset about this.
Mm-hmm.
How? You wrote a whole book saying he's an arrogant piece of shit that thinks the world revolves around him. If the world revolves around him and he is that much of a narcissist, then he could go, of course this is going to happen.
Yeah, and let's face it, guys like Bonds and McGuire, Sosa to a point, they took the brunt of like the backlash from the steroid era. But it's like, where was the fucking shit for Oh God, who was
Padres.
the Padres third baseman? Caminiti.
Caminiti, they passed away. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like that guy went from being a slap hitting third, Gold Glove third baseman to this fucking superhero physique and a banger, right? He was pretty open with it. He was like, "Yeah, I did it. I wanted to get paid. I had to put numbers up."
Mhm.
Right? You didn't see the hate for that you saw for Bonds, right? And like again, where where was this sanctimonious attitude when guys were ripping rails off the bench in the dugout, so they can get ready for game 2 of a doubleheader? It's just it's ridiculous that we would hold this against them, because a guy like Bonds was already a Hall of Fame player before he even went west,
Mhm.
right? Already. And let's face it, the roid rage of the home run race between McGuire and Sosa saved baseball coming out of the strike. It's hypocrisy of the highest order. And what's funny is we don't have the same argument when we talk about the Pro Football Hall of Fame,
Mm-mm.
right?
Mm-mm.
And you cannot be naive enough to think that there weren't a metric fuck ton of Hall of Famers that played in the late 70s into the early 90s that weren't juicing.
Yep.
It's just ridiculous. And I know basketball is a different sport. It lends itself to a different skill set. But don't tell me that there aren't people in the Basketball Hall of Fame that didn't use performance enhancers.
Mhm.
Don't do that, because I'm going to call you a fucking liar. Like, just it's centered on baseball and this old school, America's pastime. It's a treasure. Da, 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 da. No, it's a business. When you get down to it, the players want to get paid. How do they get paid in that time period of we'll say the mid 80s, because that's when we kind of saw guys start becoming hulks, into the early 2000s. It was putting up homers, driving in runs, and hitting 260. That's how you got paid. That's how you got that $100 million contract,
Mhm. which
which now would be a bargain, considering what Ohtani signed for. It's just, I don't know, man. I think it's dumb that Bonds isn't in. I think it's dumb McGuire's not in. I think McGuire put up Hall of Fame numbers.
It's again, I think these guys have to kind of go away, and then they get the next sports guys in that'll probably be deranged freaks of the bar stool variety that'll be more than happy to piss off Dad and Paw and get Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame. So that's and I sadly think he's probably going to have to go in posthumously. And I don't say that with any sort of pride.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, we can sit here and talk about historically Barry Bonds has been a prickly man, to put it mildly, right?
Mhm.
But over the last several years, you know what team he's worked with as a roving hitting instructor during spring training? Tampa Bay.
Mhm.
The man wants to give back to the game, because it did give him a lot. You can say whatever you want about Barry Bonds. Was he an asshole? Sure. Did he juice? Yeah. But the game gave him a lot, and you could tell he loved playing it. I don't think he didn't want to stop playing after that last contract in San Francisco, but because of the roids thing, teams stayed away, which I think is absolutely nuts. Because can you imagine him in the American League just as a DH?
I've been enjoying
Barry. All you have to do, brother, is go out and do what you do. And if you'd like to play the field every so often, you can. But we just need you to hit. Fuck, dude. If I'm a general manager, Barry Bonds at 38 or 39 or whatever, even if he wasn't putting up the batting average he was before, bro, you get me 30 and 100 ribbies and just take walks. Fuck yes, dude. How much do you want per year?
Yeah. Do you want to just rake?
Yeah. Tell me,
You want to come over to Boston and just rake?
yeah. Tell me right now. Like
Again, no one read into this and think Barry Bonds is at his fucking very large house, yelling at his children and whoever he's with about why he didn't get in. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Why would he? This is what he expected to happen. He knows this is going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, if it really bothered him, the way that Perlman and these other writers, claim it does, Bonds would be out there talking about it.
Yep. He's been making the podcast rounds. It's
right?
not like he's not scared to make a statement.
Yeah. When they catch him at spring training, he would have said something. He hasn't said shit about it.
Doesn't care.
I just think he wants to just, be around the game. You got to think, what he started playing, like he's been around the game his entire fucking life. His dad played pro ball, right? He grew up in the fucking dugout, in the clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And then he plays for however many years, right? Between Pittsburgh and San Francisco. Like, this has been his life. And when you have that and it's taken from you, that's an adjustment. I will sympathize with Barry there. Like, on a human level, I do sympathize with the guy. Do I want to go to dinner with him? No. I feel like he would make fun of me, and I can't handle that.
I don't know. He's been doing this thing that I think is important for baseball as a man of color. Him, Strawberry, and a few other old baseball players have been making the rounds on the Popular Sports podcast. And to hear these guys talk about baseball is so foreign because there's just not a lot of Black American players in the game, and there hasn't been for decades.
Yeah.
And to hear these guys talk about it on these podcasts where they are getting a large amount of younger people listening. Baseball is still one of those things that you can play when you're young, and everybody kind of plays it when they're young.
Mm-hmm. I mean, my kids did, and they hated it.
Right? You get a mitt and you throw a ball around with your friend in the front yard, and that's just what you do when you play strikeout, and you can do that at a young age, and then it gets a little competitive because baseball and basketball and tennis and insert sport here requires traveling now. It requires a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So most sports are going to just not have young working class poor kids in it because they just can't afford it, which is sad.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, especially like in the town I live in, like it's right outside of Fayetteville, Hope Mills, Pee Wee baseball is huge.
Mm-hmm.
And they send teams to not just compete in like the Little League World Series type, but they also play like in the Cal Ripken leagues, the Dixie League, which I don't know how that's still the name of it, but it is. Like it's huge. And like my kids played in it, like they were playing like coach pitch and T-ball, and like the parents were like, it's just like, guys, they're 5. Like they're probably not going to be any good. And working class kids are getting priced out of all this.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes back to like the pay to play things and especially in Rust Belt cities right now that are having huge budget deficits with, education funding, looking at you, Ohio, and how everything, like we've talked about before, is more specialized. So you're not just playing in a school league anymore. You're playing in AAU or an equivalent. You're going to offsite clinics to work on your skill set. You got private coaches. You've got all this shit, and the thing is, it's like everything else in this country, if you don't have money, you can't participate. And that goes back to a discussion that Jason and I had on a very long episode, I think last year, when we were talking about how to build community. And a lot of that was done through sport. And now that's harder to do, where I'm from in Ohio, every Friday night, where you were at, whether you had a kid playing at the school or not.
Yeah.
You're at the football stadium.
That's what's so crazy. Like, missing that element of community is we always talk about left spaces and organizing and blah, 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 blah. And, start with a fucking softball league. Try that. That's fun. You don't have to be great.
I mean, dude, we literally did a history episode about the international brigades, and a large part of the first volunteers were people that were in Spain for the People's Olympiad, the commie version of the Olympics. You know, like
hang out.
Yeah, sport is a great organizing tool that a lot of lefties just they're not into it.
No.
And I will never understand that. Just maybe it's because I grew up a sports nut. I grew up playing sports, but it is a phenomenal organizing tool, especially if you set up leagues where, yeah, granted, you're going to have to do a certain amount of fundraising and taking donations, but you make it accessible to kids who otherwise wouldn't have the chance to do so. Right. And I'm not saying Jason and I, we start a soccer club for kids who can't afford to play otherwise. And as soon as practice is over, we sit them down, hand out the copies of the manifesto, and we start going over shit. No, just do the community thing first.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let these kids play. Like, this is, I think, what is most shocking about what is happening with the United States is that this whole rise and grind nonsense has taken over where it's being applied to children now. When there are so many studies that talk about child development and how important play is. Kids need to play, right? Like it's important. Like, do I want when my kids were younger, did I want them to like read and get involved with the intellectual stuff and to help with their development? Absolutely. But you know what I was never going to tell my kids no to? Dad, I'm kind of tired of you reading this book to me. Can I go play? Absolutely, dude. Run amok. Go.
Mm-hmm.
Kids need to. It shouldn't just be fucking, tiger parenting, for lack of a better term. Like it's math for the first 8 hours of the day.
And
then we're going to
structure your play.
Yeah, like, well, from 2 to 3, you can have a play date with little Billy. And then, it's just, it's a shame that we've done this to children. And then we've gotten away from that community aspect. And I'm not even saying where we, talk about theory, but just getting together with your neighbors on a Friday to watch all the idiot teenage boys run into each other and play very bad football, and that's something that is lacking. And, I wish I had a magic 8-ball where I can shake and like, hey, how do we fix it? And it gives me a fucking answer. I don't know what the answer is, because the sad thing is it's going to take a huge cultural sea change in this country to get back to that, kind of aspect of community. Again, I'm going to blame Ayn Rand with that whole, if I take care of myself, society will be good.
Well, I think there's a lot of tribalism also, where if to have community like that, to play sports, you're gonna have people on the team that maybe don't sync with you ideologically perfectly, and you have to rely on that person to do their job right, or you get sacked, or a single goes up the middle when you were supposed to cover a certain part of the field. So the way I see people talk about everything in the partisan lens, it's like, well, how could these people even think to play sports with them when they're going, so-and-so is a right winger? Why are they a right winger? They listen to Joe Rogan. What the fuck does that mean?
I mean, that just tells me they have bad taste.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Like there is a large amount of tribalism, especially now, and that goes back to like social media and how we've kind of like siloed ourselves into spaces where we all typically agree, right? Like we deal with, bipartisan nonsense all day long. I want to get online and hang out with people that I, can carry on a conversation with without it, devolving into an argument or being accused of guzzling sperm, like, and I get that, but that is going to go into another large sea change that we're going to need. I wouldn't play badminton with people who listen to Vaush either, Kush. Okay, like we all have our lines, and that's mine. But it's honestly, I don't think the bipartisan thing is something that we could break until we honestly jettison the political system that we have, because it forces people into that bipartisan, kind of nonsense. And hey, pick a side, and people just ignore that both sides don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
Like, come on, use that.
Yeah. But again, these are people that have never hung around mega church pastors, and they're so divorced from why people fall down these kind of right-leaning rabbit holes, because it becomes, well, they're just stupid and I'm smart. It's like, okay, well, if that's the way you see the world, then you're going to be kind of a douche nozzle. But Prairie says, I sent you something that you have to show Mac. I want to see his reaction.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh my
Here we
God.
go.
Oh my God. I think this is it.
Oh my God.
Is that Vince? No, it's not Vince Carter. Who is that? Wait, is that Vince? No.
That's Ilhan Omar. Hello.
I know that's Ilhan Omar, yeah. But I mean, who?
Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
If you've been online at all in the last week, the Somalis in Minnesota have just their internet game is top notch. Top fucking notch. I love what they're doing. I really like the three guys that dressed up like colonials, and they're out, and there's just this sea of white snow, and they're Somalis, and they're like pulling out the scroll that said 3,000 years ago, this land was promised to us. And I'm just like dying, dude. I fucking love it.
Is this real or just AI? Why can't I hear it? Can you hear it?
No, but I'm pretty sure this is real. Frey's been like a supporter of the Somali population in Minnesota, and I am very happy about that.
Track Sompack. Sompack. Oh my God.
This is amazing, man.
This is pretty good. This is pretty good. If this is what he's okay. I'm sorry. That is not what he wanted.
That's not what Prairie sent.
He wanted you to see this.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Oh my God, hold on!
Yes!
Okay.
That is not real. These are AI.
This is AI?
This is all AI.
I was going to say that can't be healthy for the vagine.
Oh my God.
Drea said no man will ever be enough for her now.
There's tons of these. They're pretty funny. Eric says that's taking her to Pound Town, Jason. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's
You're not even taking the off ramp. You are just like flying through the barrier and going into Pound Town.
You have taken an express train, a bullet train, if you will,
yeah.
to the proverbial Pound Town.
This is those trains in China that travel at 600 miles an hour and get you across the country in an hour.
I did have some videos for you. Okay, so I haven't seen this. I just set it aside for tonight. I literally set it aside for tonight.
Is Tyra Banks going off the deep end too?
Tyra Banks is, when we talk about self-absorbed, Tyra Banks used to do a thing on her show when it was like Black History Month. She would recreate her photo shoot when she was the first Black woman on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Like that was her contribution to Black History Month.
Well, that's nifty, I guess.
First aren't as important as you want.
For years. And let me tell you what he did. We're about to get to the end of this. You know when Santa Claus tells you that he gonna come down your chimney and he wants you to leave some cookies and cream on that thing for him to eat. Do you know what he doing? Child, he ain't biting that cookie. He ain't sipping that cream. He taking a bowl from your cabinet, from your joinery, y'all call it, and he putting it on the thing. He putting a little bit of cookie. He putting a little bit of that milk. He mixing it up, and he put it in your freezer. And he trying to make it taste like Santa's pies, and it tastes like Santa's shit. I had magic, and I started saying, "Woo, they flying! Make it rain, deal, make it rain, deal." And he said, "Now she got magic with the deals. Come back on dancer." And he got fighting in your smiles and dreams. Make it rain, deal. And Santa Claus, that jealousy just kept going. He said, "Now she got." You know when Santa Claus tells you that he gonna come down your chimney and he wants you to leave some
Does she hang out with Kanye?
Red said, "Am I having a stroke?"
Wow. Riv said this isn't mental health. This is a woman who doesn't know how to do drag or comedy, but has heard of them.
Oh, I don't know what she was talking about. He wants a bowl of cream. He gonna make ice cream. You're chugging semen. Santa Claus comes to your house. I need to stop yelling this because I just remember my windows open.
Oh, that's great. It's going to be funny when like someone knocks on your door and it's just like, "Mr. Miles, have you been doing something you shouldn't be doing?"
My neighbor's going to be like, "Hey, Jay, my man, were you yelling out I chug semen last night on your show? What are you talking about?"
Jay, quick question. The semen guzzling.
What was that about?
Eric said that's not Santa Claus, it's Ty Willingham. I've been wondering what he's been up to since he got fired. Haven't heard much about him.
At dude's mom's house. That's why he's got the half black brother. He's not colored. He's Italian.
I love my teams, but I've never ever just went like to the mattresses for him like that, dude. Like Alf said churning heavy cream is not controversial.
That's anti-Italian racism. Dude is just crying about his half-black brother. He's Italian. His father was Italian. His last name ended in a vowel is Briglioli, and Brigladoni is something. Wasn't a nigga, man. He wasn't a nigga, man.
Jason, shut the fuck up.
I know it wasn't. There's no way my mom would have done that. That's not right, Ma. That's not right. He's a black man, Ma.
You know what the sad thing is? Is there was probably like an Italian Catholic dude who's a huge Notre Dame fan that was like, "Who'd they hire? Who?" Wasn't that that black dude from Stanford, Washington, something like that? Ugh. This version of Rocky is more entertaining. Jason gets a $50 super chat. He'll put on his shortest shorts and redo the run scene, just screaming like that.
Like that guy at the top of the stairs. I'm on the top of the stairs, Ma. I'm on the top of the stairs despite your nigga loving.
Fuck, Jason. What the fuck?
That dude was so. If you, Kush just said, "Wow."
Kush, you are not kidding. That when Joe was going off about how attacked he felt for Notre Dame in the football program, that's all like in my head. I was just like, wow. And then Jason really let him have it. If his words were a weapon, it was just like one of those long double barrels with like fucking buckshot in it, and he just let this kid have both, and he reloaded, gave it to him again. Drea tried to mom us. You know, Drea, I appreciate your effort, but this is Jason we're talking about here.
Don't.
But yeah, I've never seen a kid anybody go that hard for a team before.
Yeah, that's so weird.
You know,
I'm just sticking up for Notre Dame because no one sticks up for Notre Dame. We're the redheaded. You're not a redhead.
You're literally ran by the Catholic Church, dude. You got so much money. You're
fine.
Yeah.
Nobody appreciates what we do. What do you do? What do you do? Don't worry about what Notre Dame does. They're fine. They're totally fine. And don't do that again, sir.
Virtuoso said, "Ma, I like fried chicken now instead of spaghetti marone. Ma, this is all your fault."
Ma, how could you, Ma?
I can't even stand the sight of noodles anymore.
I don't even know who I am anymore. I look at a man and I see Billy D. Williams looking back at me and goes, "Hey," and I'm like, "Oh no, it's the moving on. I can't do it."
Jason, I'm telling you, one night for Champagne Room, we need to contact one of these Prison Connect women and just do an interview.
Man, I never know what's going to take me down. The cancel train is kind of like the stole train.
Just the worst kind of train you can.
It's like riding the subway in the fucking 80s in New York.
Guys, this doesn't feel right. Like,
man, I feel like every scene is like warriors and shit. What's going on? You're on a 1980s subway, and that's the cancel train, brother.
That probably would do it too. Hey guys, my name's Samantha. I only have 15 minutes because this guard is just like, "Hey, I'm doing a fucking interview here, dude." Jesus fucking guards. Okay, so be quick.
Yeah, I suck at all. Yeah. What do you want to hear? Money? You got any money? It's like,
So for me to do this, you did say you're putting 50 on my canteen, right?
50. Chug.
Yeah. Hey, aren't you that semen chugging guy?
Yeah, we know.
How'd you find out about that? Now that gets around quick, bro. It's prison. We have the internet, okay? Jason's like, as a matter of fact, I don't really chug semen. That's what somebody who chugs a lot of semen would say.
Yeah, and none of us chug semen either. Hey, girls.
Not since I've been in here. No, that's fair.
Pretty mouth over there says he doesn't suck cock. Okay, I have to show you this video.
Okay, show me this video before I go to bed.
I don't. Which one? There's so many I set aside. Here's a trash wrapper. Wait, who is that? Oh, wait, it's another prison. Wait.
Is it really?
They're popping up all wrong. You're popping up all wrong.
Ladies, slow down.
Aw.
She did something violent.
You know, I'm mad at the fucking gift just says pass. That's so mean.
It's because the person who posted that knows she did something violent.
Yeah, she does kind of look like I stabbed him because he didn't
Yeah.
he didn't do the right thing.
Yeah, I didn't get the right Hermes bag for my
Oof.
Christmas gift, so I stabbed him.
Or it could be embezzlement. She feels
I
a
mean,
little embezzlement-y.
Yeah, like maybe she was an attorney or like a CPA.
Here's something funny. COVID was only 5 years ago. It feels like 5 million years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Here's some images from that time.
Oh my God. Oh, I remember those.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
This is pretty good.
Excuse me?
And look at all the water in his cart too.
Social distancing baptisms.
I did not know this existed, and it's pretty funny.
I'm not surprised. What is the point of the mask?
What's the point, right? I don't even know it. This is so New York, but it's not New York. Is that China? China.
He's just trying to keep people away from him.
That's awesome.
Okay. You know what? That is a bit of ingenuity.
This is the most Newry thing I've ever seen right here.
Is that Newry?
This is the most Newry thing. For those listening, it's a man that has a mask made out of denim, but it's the zipper part. So the jeans button in the front where the nose is, and he has a zipper where his mouth would go. And the next picture is him drinking a beer. I remember this.
Oh, wow.
Someone has wrapped themselves with duct tape and plastic bags.
Mm-hmm. That is a cabin air filter from a car. That is perched on this man's head with plastic tubing, and it looks to be like it would be like an oxygen mask from a hospital.
Yeah.
That is.
It was a time. It was a different time. My favorite thing in the world is horrible rap.
She can't walk like this. No, she can't move like this. No, she can't walk like me. No, she can't match my flow. No, she can't walk like this. No, she can't move like this. No, she can't look like me. No, she can't match my flow. She can't walk like this, can't rap like this, can't look like me. That man, she can't sauce like this, can't boast like this, can't coast like this. Said that she can't walk like this, can't rap like this, can't look like me. That man, she can't sauce like this, can't boast like this, can't coast like this.
Right.
Trash.
Is she at like a farmer's market?
She is at the Pulgas. She's at the flea market. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the weird table directly behind her, but I feel like the table she set up is next to it, with all her mixtapes. And notice it was still pretty laden with products. I don't think anybody bought one.
Nobody cares.
She can't walk like this. No, she can't move like this. No, she can't walk like
This is why she dissing someone that can't walk.
That's so ableist. It's not right.
Oh my God.
That's so fucking wrong.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
That is the worst.
Oh my God. Just like says, trigger warning, please.
I cannot believe this shit. Virtuoso just said, "So done with this."
Oh my god. So for those listening, if you heard the woman rapping, she goes, she can't walk like this. So there's a picture of a chola from the 90s in a wheelchair with a sign that says her
op.
Dury says, do I hear the cancel train coming?
Yeah, it's shooting right for Jason's rectum right now. It's just
she can't walk like. Oh my god!
I
cannot. Oh.
She did record it.
Yeah, that's the thing, dude. These chicks are recording at flea markets. Somebody saw.
She can't move like this. No, she can't walk like me. No, she can't match my flow. No, she can't walk like this. No, she can't move like this. No, she can't look like me. No, she can't match my flow. No, she can't move like this. No, she can't walk like me.
Sometimes, just sometimes, I think the internet was a mistake. This is so fucking wrong, Jason. Zahir said, "Is this the local hip hop scene Davey D was talking about last night?"
Oh my god! Dr. Claus says the Hell Express. Oh my god! For those listening, I can't even explain to you what it is. You have to watch the show. So at 2 hours and 43 minutes, go back and watch the Red Zone episode. Why is Notre Dame boycotting the playoffs? Because audio, I'm going to call this Notre Dame opts out, and Joey can F right off. One more time, because this shit is too fun.
No, she can't match my flow. No, she can't walk like this. No, she can't move like this. No, she can't look like me. No, she can't match my flow. No, she can't move like this. No, she.
Wow, like my mental health isn't bad enough. Okay. Now it's I'm going to see my therapist tomorrow, everybody.
Nuri says it was just a solo crackhead dance off.
Not that hard to describe. Well,
you have to see the faces she makes. Joe is Jason's. When they show the picture of the chick in a wheelchair, I lost my shit.
Dude, I know. I wasn't sure you were breathing anymore.
I was like, oh my god, that's so peaky.
Dude, what's fucked up is that was probably someone's cousin. Nuri said, "Is that Joey's mom?"
That's who I was talking about, dude. I was painting a picture.
She looks a little rough now, but she had that heyday from 68 to 74 where she was just.
Prairie says, chasing the clip. This is a YouTube. I thought this was funny, and I guess you guys think it's not. I thought it was funny.
Jason, I almost pissed myself laughing when the woman in the wheelchair showed up, like magically appeared. During the entire show, I drank a gallon of fucking water, and you put out this horrible rapper, which is amusing. But then you follow it up with
You can't walk like this.
with the poor girl in a wheelchair, and I'm like stomach laughing, and I'm like, I'm gonna piss myself. I'm gonna be like those two dickheads I transported. I'm gonna piss in my chair.
You can't walk like this. I'm sorry. I think we have to end the show.
We have to. I have to go to bed. I gotta get up at 5 to go lift.
All right, we're gonna end the show with this. I love you, Mac.
I love you, brother.
Everything that I've heard, praise the Lord. Worship Christ with the best of your portions. I know I won't forget all He's done. He's the strength in this race that I run. Every time I look up, I see God's faithfulness.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us at Beyond the Red Zone. I will be back tomorrow night to do something very much more serious. We're out. Peace.